The girl who stole the light. It was late afternoon, the hour when the sun melts into liquid gold, spilling warmth through glass windows and painting everything in amber. The cafe was alive with quiet chatter, the clinking of cups, the soft hum of life in motion. And then she walked in. She didn't rush, she didn't need to. The world seemed to part for her without her asking. Her steps were soft, fluid, as if she glided rather than walked. Her hair fell in effortless waves, pale blonde strands catching the sunlight like threads of molten silk. It shimmered as she moved, cascading over her shoulders in a way that looked both wild and perfectly arranged. People looked up, they always did, though she never asked for their eyes. Her beauty was the kind that didn't scream. It whispered and yet somehow spoke louder than any voice in the room. Her skin carried that rare kind of glow, the glow that comes from being alive in every sense. Not from layers of foundation or powders, but from something raw and pure. The light kissed her and it felt like the light loved her back. She found a seat by the window. As she sat down, the sunlight caressed her face, tracing her cheekbones like an artist admiring his own creation. The golden hue embraced her skin, highlighting the gentle curve of her jaw, the subtle flush of her cheeks. For a brief moment, the entire cafe seemed to revolve around that corner table. Her lips parted slightly as she ordered, a soft, honeyed voice flowing out. Polite, delicate, with a hint of something magnetic that made even the barista stumble over his words. She smiled then, and the smile was everything. Soft and luminous, like the first bloom of spring after a long winter. It was a smile that carried warmth and secrets, the kind of smile that could disarm anyone without trying. Her dress was simple, white, flowing, brushing against her knees as if the fabric itself worshipped her skin. When she crossed her legs, it wasn't a performance, it was a natural dance of elegance. Her fingers, slender and poised, traced the rim of the porcelain cup when it arrived. Steam curled up like whispers of heat, and for a heartbeat, it looked like even the coffee longed to be close to her. Men glanced discreetly, their conversations faltering. Women looked too, some with admiration, others with quiet envy. But she seemed untouched by it all. There was no arrogance in her beauty, only a quiet strength and ease that said she knew who she was. She didn't crave the spotlight, she was the light. Outside, the golden hour deepened, and the glass framed her like a painting. The kind of masterpiece that made people stop and feel something they couldn't name. Her presence wasn't loud, it was a soft storm, the kind that moved through you without warning and left you breathless. When she reached for her book, everything shifted again. There was something intoxicating about a beautiful girl lost in words, her lashes casting shadows as they fluttered, her lips curving slightly when a line amused her. Every tiny movement was a poem, every glance a secret. She didn't need anyone to look at her. The universe already was. And then she looked up, her eyes found yours. For a second, the world fell silent. The chatter, the noise, the ticking of time, gone. Just her gaze, clear and luminous like blue skies after a storm. In that gaze, you felt it, gravity pulling you in without mercy. And you knew in that instant that nothing about her was ordinary. She wasn't just a girl in a cafe. She was the kind of presence that rewrites the definition of beauty, the kind that turns an ordinary day into a story you'll never stop telling. She smiled again, and that was the moment you knew you'd never forget her.